Things are getting serious.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not actually using this, but it'll become relevant. You'll see why. And I'll wave it at you in a threatening manner until such time as it becomes relevant. So at PAX, I did a fun thing with my volunteer PAX people, which is we went to the Indie Mega booth and we interviewed a lot of indie developers. So they're going, oh, what press outlet are you from? And we say, oh, none, we're fellow game developers. And they, what? Anyway, so that made for interesting conversations a few times. There were two reasons that I wanted to do that. The first is that there are a lot of awesome games out there that deserve more attention. So we went around, they'll go up on the YouTube channels of Unknown Worlds and hopefully they'll get some attention. The second reason is one of the best ways you can prep for interviews with press and with YouTubers is by interviewing people. And this is incredibly important. The reason it's important is, I'll give you this example. During PAX, many of the big YouTubers were at PAX, such as Total Biscuit. They weren't scheduling interviews before PAX. They were walking around the show floor before the show started during the press hour and picking out which games they were going to look at. That means that, so basically what you've got is a situation where you're trying to catch a whale. You're very lucky if you manage to catch a whale. Now we got lucky, we got Total Biscuit in and he did a video. Now I put it to you that if you hadn't prepped for that interview, if you weren't using appropriate technique, then you've wasted the whale opportunity. And if you're in the Indie Mega booth and Total Biscuit comes around, you're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue right there in his hand. And in his hand will be a microphone or on a headset or something. And this is what I saw a lot of indie developers do when I walked up to the booth. So I would be the interviewer, I'd be standing here with the microphone, and this would be the indie developer. Pretend I'm holding this microphone, it'd be like this. Blah, 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 blah. Note what I'm doing there is I'm moving my mic all the way around this microphone. And what happens in that situation with a microphone like this is you lose the sound. Or if you don't lose the sound, you end up with sound that's modulating up and down, which is just a total pain in the butt for someone like Total Biscuit's post-production people to work with. So you have to be very conscious of where this is. And not all interviewers, so what I was doing when I was interviewing was I try to follow people with the microphone. So they'll be talking and I try to follow them because I know what's going to happen to the sound. But not all interviewers will do that. And if you're not aware of where the mic is, they might just be sort of holding it lazily here. And if you are moving your head around, they're going to lose the sound and you're going to lose your whale and you're going to lose your hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue and your big chance. So be very conscious of where this thing is when someone comes up to your booth. The other thing I saw a lot was that head movement back to the screen. If someone's walked up to you at the Indie Mega booth and they've got the camera on you, the camera has been framed for you and the interviewer. The screen back there showing the game, because all the Indie Mega booths have big TVs, we would always frame the camera so that you could see the TV, because that's just background. But we're not even focused on the screen. The screen is a blur of movement and color and light and fun. But we can't see exactly what's on this screen, just as the people on Twitch, though the people on YouTube can't see what's on this screen. And so when one of these awesome indie developers would stand there and talk to me, and I'd be following them with the microphone, and they'd be pointing at things here and talking and talking and talking, you're losing an opportunity. Because what's more interesting than what's on that screen is your face and your voice and your ability to engage with that audience. So speak to them or speak to the interviewer, whatever's natural. Don't speak to your screen, and for goodness sake, don't turn back here. Don't engage with the screen here. Engage with them with an open stance toward the camera and never close yourself off to the camera because you're losing your audience on YouTube later. As soon as you do that, it's just a natural human reaction that you don't want to talk to that person anymore. You know, if I'm talking to you and having a personal conversation, I stand here like this, you're just naturally going to be less inclined to want to talk to me. The final point, what was the final point that I had about that? I think that's it. So, yeah, I hope that helps you guys when you're at the Indie Mega booth at PAX when people come to interview you. Awesome.